This is your weekly rundown of Episode Heresy, Week 15, starting on May 13th. The new limited time event Rite of the Nine is now live in-game, giving Guardians access to 3 dungeons, with no dungeon keys required and free to all players. Found in the Eternity node, each week one dungeon will be the featured dungeon for the week, rotating weekly with the Spire of the Watcher, Prophecy, and Ghost of the Deep. This week's featured dungeon should be Prophecy. Rite of the Nine is available in 3 versions. Explorer mode for Guardians who are new to dungeons, with tooltips explaining mechanics, no darkness zones, 5-second revive timer, and waypointing. Eternity mode for more experienced Guardians, and Ultimatum mode for a tougher challenge, tougher enemies, tougher modifiers, and greater rewards. With a selection of 12 returning dungeon weapons with updated perks, a new 9 theme aesthetic, and even adept weapons for those who take on the hardest challenge. Weapon attuning is also available, similar to how the Brave Arsenal works in Onslaught. Weapons available are the Arc Precision Frame Auto Rifle Prosecutor, the Strand High Impact Frame Pulse Rifle Relentless, the Strand Adaptive Frame Hand Cannon Judgment, the Void Aggressive Frame Shotgun A Sudden Death, the Void Double Frame Grenade Launcher Wilder Flight, the Arc Aggressive Frame Scout Rifle Long Arm, the Stasis Heavy Burst Sidearm Liminal Vigil, the Arc High Impact Frame Machine Gun Terminus Horizon, the Stasis Wave Frame Grenade Launcher New Pacific Epitaph, the Solar Aggressive Frame Submachine Gun No Survivors, the Solar Rapid Fire Glaive Greasy Luck, and the Stasis Aggressive Frame Rocket Launcher Cold Comfort. All of these weapons come with the new origin trait called Gravity Well. When reloading, this weapon automatically gathers nearby ammo, which is exclusive to these weapons. Plus, also live in game is the new PvP mode Heavy Metal, where teams of Guardians are battling it out in tanks versus brigs. Heavy Metal also brought with it a new way to play with event homes, which is the new replacement for event cards, where you'll find weekly and rotating daily challenges related to the event. Plus, these homes have their own reward tracks to unlock items as you complete challenges and play the event activities. Heavy Metal also has its own event rank track, with 15 ranks available to all players. Each rank has its own reward, like a weapon, an emblem, or enhancement materials. Another key aspect of the new event home is the event tokens. This is a new currency that's obtained upon completion of daily and weekly challenges, with the latter granting a more generous amount. The tokens you earn by playing during the event can be used in the reward shop to purchase any rewards during each event. Just don't sleep on the tokens, as they will go away when the event is over. The reward shop will have rewards like weapons and materials, and a new item called a Reroll chip. This second type of currency can be used to reroll one of your daily challenges. You can either reroll a challenge you've already completed to get an additional daily challenge, or you can reroll to get a different challenge if the one available doesn't fit your playstyle. Reroll chips can be earned in the rank track, with additional ones available in the Eververse store for a small amount of silver. Heavy Metal and its live event will conclude this Friday at reset. If dungeons and fighting brigs aren't your thing and you've finished Episode Heresy story, you have some time to catch up before the Edge of Fate begins on July 15th, giving you some time to finish anything from Episode Echoes, Episode Revenant, as well as Heresy. Or you could complete your Nightfall Conquest seal, play some Gambit, or even go for Ascendant in competitive Crucible. Act 2 of Episode Heresy brought with it the new activity, the Court of Blades. Set within the Dreadnought's Hole of Souls area, players are transported to different arenas across the system, from Io to Europa, and on board a Hive warship. Court of Blades has 2 difficulty options, Normal and Expert, with adept versions of the Act 2 weapons only dropping in the Expert version. Also, the Grandmaster Nightfall node is available, giving Guardians the opportunity to complete their Conquest seal for this episode. With this node becoming available, this gives Guardians the chance to jump ahead and complete Act 3's Nightfalls, these being the Insight Terminus Week 16 May 20th, and Warden of Nothing Week 17 May 27th. Or conversely, you'll be able to complete Act 1 and Act 2's Grandmasters, which are now not available. Sark's Battlegrounds Moon, Lake of Shadows on the EDZ, Scarlet Keep on the Moon, Hypernet Current on Europa, Heist Battlegrounds Mars, and the Sark's Battlegrounds Cosmodrome. Act 1 of Episode Heresy brought with it the new 3-player activity, the Nether. Set within the Dreadnought Patrol Zones, Guardians fight in random and varied encounters with different events and objectives every time. The Nether has 3 modes: the Nether Exploration for those solo types who want to just explore the Dreadnought, a match-made mode on baseline advanced difficulty, and a selectable non-match-made expert version. From Act 3 of Episode Revenant, we have the new exotic mission Kell's Fall, where you can earn the new Void Exotic Shotgun Slayer's Fang, and new Prison of Elders challenge Kell's Vengeance, which can be found over in the Last City for 2 to 3 players. Act 2 of Episode Revenant brought with it the Tomb of Elders, and Contest of Elders over in the Last City, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of Act 2. Also available for a weekly Pinnacle is the Salvation's Edge raid, over in the Pale Heart, and new dungeon Sundered Doctrine, which can be found over on the Throne World, with the exotic linear fusion rifle Finality's Ager up for grabs, and a whole suite of new weapons and armour. Just make sure to visit Encore over in the tower to pick up the quest Drowning Labyrinth to enter. Over in the Last City we have Onslaught Salvation, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of the opening act of Revenant. This version of Onslaught brings with it new defences, 3 maps that are not in the Vanguard playlist version, and new enemies to fight. You can select from Widow's Court, Eventide Ruins, and Kell's Grave, either normal or expert. Also, the original Onslaught has been updated to include some of the new additions. Located in the Vanguard playlist, the featured Onslaught map this week will be Vostok, with the Siege Hook Ogre kicking off the boss rotation. In the last city on the Helm, the exotic mission Encore is still available, with 2 difficulty options, normal and expert. Also, from episode Echoes, we have the 3 new Battleground activities, Delve, Conduit, and Core, with Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable. The expert Battlegrounds will start this week's rotation with Conduit. The Dreaming City this week is at a weak curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Strand and has the Broken Courier mission for the next week. The Blind One features Scorn enemies and the Plagues, Sigrus and Veracus. The Ascendant challenge will be the Forfeit Shrine over in the Gardens of Vasilia. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is Beyond. The Trove Guardian is located in Archer's Line, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Hawkis in the Anchor of Light. Nightmare hunts Skolas, Pride, Fanatic, Insanity, and Omnigul Anguish. The Altars of Sorrow will start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Tanix and the Apostate Sniper. On Europa this week, Coradis the Dark Priestess will be the Empire Hunt, Eventide Ruins will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Survival. Dares of Eternity expert difficulty rounds are Vex, Kabul, and Crota. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Pathfinder armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with weapon set 4. Fractithis, Chrysia Amilo, Volpicula, Wolftone Draw, Iotona Draconis, Canis Major, Contingency Plan, Legal Action 2, Outrageous Fortune, Steel Syllabus C14, and Spoiler Alert. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Arrival, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Insight. The Wellspring activity will start the week on Attack, with the Arc Auto Rifle Come to Pass and Goldmag Hive Ogre as the boss. The Lightfall weekly mission is First Contact, the Partition mission will be Backdoor, and the Vex incursion will be Zephyr Concourse. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is still available for teams of 2 Guardians, where you can farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. The final stretch cooperative focus campaign mission this week will be Descent. The 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission is also available next to the race for a weekly Pinnacle, with the Grandmaster version granting the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Salvation Jade Raid Challenge this week is the second encounter, Dissipation, called At Capacity. The Kingsfall Raid Challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Daughters of Oryx, called Under Construction. The Vow the Disciple Challenge this week is the first encounter, Acquisition, called Swift Destruction. The Vault of Glass Challenge this week is the fifth encounter, Atheon, called Ensembler's Refrain. The Garden of Salvation Challenge this week is the third encounter, Consecrated Mine, called Staying Alive. And the last Swiss Challenge this week is the fourth encounter, Vault, called Keep Out. Featured Pinnacle Raid 1 will be Root of Nightmares over on Neptune, and featured Pinnacle Raid 2 will be the Deepstone Crypt over on Europa, with all challenges available for all encounters, with the exotic shotgun Conditional Finality being farmable from the final boss in Nightmares, and the exotic rocket launcher Eyes of Tomorrow from the final boss in Crypt. Featured Pinnacle Dungeon 1 will be the Pit of Heresy on the Moon, and Pinnacle Dungeon 2 will be the Spire of the Watcher over on the Thronework. The exotic mission rotator will be Presage, with the Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle being the main reward, the Season the Haunted, and opulent weapon sets, plus the Idolium Pursuant armor set. The exotic missions The Whisper and 0 Hour will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Last Rites, Ultimate Champion, Europa Activities, Calibrate Long Range, and Tithe to Ruin. Lost Sectors, Tuesday Exodus Garden 2A on the Cosmodrome, Wednesday Aphelios Rest on the Dreaming City, Thursday the Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City, Friday Hydroponics Delta on Neptune, Saturday Gilded Precept on Neptune, Sunday Thrillerdrome on Neptune, and Monday the Broken Deep in the Pale Heart. The Grandmaster Nightfalls continue this week with our 15th featured Nightfall, which will see us face off against a Hole in the reprised Destiny 1 strike, the Sunless Cell, with the Wildstar Grenade Launcher as the featured adept weapon. The 6v6 playlist will be Control. The 6v6 Quickplay mode should be the new game mode Heavy Metal. Survival should be in the small team's Quickplay, and Momentum Control could also be available, with Trials of Osiris at the weekend. This week should also see bonus Trials Reputation available all weekend long. And as a reminder, the annual Moments of Triumph continue, with a collection of 33 challenges celebrating everything you've been able to achieve in this past year. If you've been active, you'll likely already have some of these completed, which just gets you closer to the 26 you'll need to earn the 2024 seal and title. Still available is the Destiny 10th Anniversary in-game celebration event, and don't forget to keep an eye on Zer this Friday at Reset to see if he's offering another chance to grab a random world exotic class item for 41 strange coins. And that's it for the 15th week of the Final Shape episode Heresy. Thank you for watching, Allons-y.